Sup, 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 sup. How is the world? How is the world? What's up, my friend? Hit the button for you to join. Let's see if you're able to join smoothly. Yo, yo. It looks like a joining has happened, but I'm not seeing image. Uh-oh. Might be having some technical difficulties. Gonna be honest, my energy is a little low. I just finished the leg day.
So,
Uh,
I can hear
Hello?
you.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Do you have your camera on?
Yeah, it's on. I don't know why. I can see you.
Hmm. Do you see yourself?
It's repeating itself. I don't know.
Hmm. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Um, do you want to try exiting and then coming back in?
Okay.
All right. All right. We're gonna try that again. Because if first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. So we are going to try this again. It's raining, but the sun is out. I've always loved that. I was just talking about that yesterday. There's this experience I had when I was younger, and the sun was out, but it was raining. It was really beautiful. All right, let's try this again. All right,
How you doing, sir?
we're back in it.
I don't know what's wrong with the camera now.
All right, you are upside down.
Yeah.
All
Okay. Let me
right,
just left like this.
now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Where are you located?
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. Born and raised there?
No, no. I moved here 3 years ago.
Where are you from?
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Do you know Bada?
Bada. Yeah. No bada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bada was the first natural bodybuilder I ever met in person.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is. He's local, so I
Yeah.
run
He's
into him
lovely.
every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
bada.
Okay, so your Instagram says Natty sales agent. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I got into real estate like 10 months ago. Yeah, and I'm also into finance. So I'm basically like
Okay.
a sales agent. I'm trying to just create a brand like around the Nazi sales agents.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in everything Natty. And honestly, I don't know how much you know about the project slash S projects that I'm working on, but basically I'm looking to create a natural empire filled with natural athletes who compete on stage, but they also have other entrepreneurial endeavors. Maybe they're teachers, maybe they're real estate agents, maybe they are filmmakers. But I would want to create a core foundation of natural athletes who are making an impact in other ways on and off the stage. And the intention is for that to be a global network of athletes around the world. And you reached out to me with the basically like, yeah, tell me a little bit about like, you're from Nigeria. How long have you been competing or bodybuilding?
I started competing last year, 1 year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, my
How's
first
it
show was
been?
November. It's not even up to a year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
Went well, won the regional shows, went to nationals, top three in two divisions. And that was me just going to compete just for competing sake, just to have like the experience. Right
Hmm.
now, I qualified for next nationals. I'm going to get my pro card. That's just it.
Let's
I
go.
see people on Instagram like so much. Like I give so many people respect. And then I see them in person. I'm like, oh, this person isn't. who they claim to be online, and I can definitely be this person if I was just more serious with prep and all. Yeah,
Right.
so going next year, I'm just gonna get my pro card. Getting my pro card, I'm leaving the stage. That's it.
I love it. I love it.
That's it.
What federation are you competing in?
Toronto Nationals.
Love that. So
Yeah,
CPA, right?
CPA. Yeah,
CPA into IFBB.
yeah,
Let's go, bro. I'm excited for you, man.
yeah.
Uh, what's the date for that? What's the date?
I think last one was August 2. I think next year is gonna be like August 7.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
you got basically a year to grow.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What would you say are your weaknesses?
I think being stage ready, like my conditioning, like that's because I'm African, I like food, I'm Nigerian, and like that's just the crazy part, and that's where I'm gonna like kind of the switch in my head going into the show next year. I just
Okay.
need to come in lean, and then I get my pro card easy because I have the size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do have the size. I was taking a look at your Instagram. Well, that sounds simple enough. Just coming in
Uh,
lean.
yeah, it's not so easy, but I need the pro card, so I'm definitely going to kill myself next time out.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing to it but to do it. And well, like, tell me about the community, like, because I find that when you have people who are like cheering for you and like they want you to win, whether it's online or just like in person, it's a lot easier to like that level of accountability when you're getting it from other people. So do you have people in your corner?
Yeah, I have people in my corner, and the reason why I messaged you was because of the people back home in Nigeria, the people back home
Okay.
in Africa that didn't have this opportunity to like come to like Canada or like the Western world to compete. Like
Right.
I'm just a normal kid back home. I have like so many friends that have like way better physique than me, and they dream of competing one day, but they just don't know how to like get here. So I'm like, uh, can I say lucky guy? I just came into Canada and got the opportunity to like compete, and all my friends back home are like, "Oh, bro, we're rooting for you. You're doing something incredible. How did you get in shape?" And they see me as an inspiration. While I'm just doing something, I think it's fun. You know,
That's a beautiful way of looking at it, man. I feel the same way about it, you know. And in that same vein, I feel like the people that are over there in Africa or in Nigeria. Well, yeah, just tell me a little bit about that culture because I haven't really had an opportunity to travel the world in the way that I would like to in the future. So, you've been in Canada for 3 years. Tell me what it was like growing up where you're from.
like I started working out with like local gyms. We create gyms from like cement and concrete, and we use like wooden bench. And every evening we're just going to like our friend's backyard to like work out. You know, so it's from the street, and then we grew up. We started going to like gyms, but gyms didn't really have like proper equipment like you have in the Western world. So anyone you see like with a great physique back in Africa, most times it's just like 20 or 30% of what their actual like capacity is because they don't know anything about supplements. I started using like creatine when I came to Canada three 3 years ago. So like the supplements, the creatine, the magnesium, I don't use any of those things. I just eat my food and go to the gym. So I'm trying to like take it more serious this time around. Get all supplements. So I really don't know what they do because in Africa I believe just eat your food and go to the gym. You're gonna get muscles. Like that's
Yeah,
all. Yeah. So people back home are I don't know, but like there are so many beasts back home. That's what I'm just gonna say. Like in Africa in general, West Africa, like so many people with like great bodies, great physiques, and they just don't have the opportunity to like be on stage or have the chance to like meet someone like you trying to do something great.
yeah, yeah, man. No, I think about that all the time. Years ago, I used to see it a lot more. Like a couple years back on YouTube, you'd see like West Africa, like the dudes just looking jacked, working out with like cinder blocks and things of that nature. And then you would read the comments. This is why I actually got into this whole project. But you would read the comments of that, and it's like, no way those guys are natty. And it's like, dude, like, why do you think that they have access to steroids in that environment? They're literally working out with cinder blocks, and you think that they have access to enhancements? It's
They don't
ridiculous.
even know. They don't know what that is like. Even till right now, I don't know what like steroids or anything. I've actually not seen them before. Like I really don't know what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
and so when people back home, they just eat eat good food. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like you got to give a lot of credit to genetics, right? It's like
Genetics, yeah, it really
yeah,
good.
that plays a huge factor, you know. Um, what kind of opportunities are afforded to athletes and just people in general in that part of the world?
It's very limited. Like it's very limited. I think there's just like one show, and it's not like a proper bodybuilding show. So there's no one. I see like Ni Nigerians, for example, have like so many bodybuilders, in the diaspora doing like great things. But I think no one in particular has actually gone back home to try to like raise awareness or try to like improve the bodybuilding uh scenario down in Africa. Like Samson Dauda is Mr. Olympia, Joe Jack, they're all like Nigerians and all, but no one has actually gone home. So be like, let me try to make bodybuilding in Africa like great, where like African athletes can compete, with other athletes in the world. It's just the ones that like travel out of Nigeria that gets the opportunity to do those great things. Yeah.
Hmm. 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 All right. So what I'm hearing is that we need to kind of create more opportunities in that specific location. You know?
If that is done, I think, natural bodybuilding will just be Africans alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
'cause-
mean, you guys would probably take over, honestly.
yeah.
I like the competition though. Okay. Okay. I'm really curious. So, like, what's the typical life experience of a Nigerian from like start to finish? If they didn't leave the country, what is like the typical expectations of like the entire? You're born, you go to school. What happens after you know age 13 and on?
Age 13 and all, I don't know. You pray to God to be fortunate enough to leave the country. Well, if you don't get to leave the country, you just get to like get a job. Sometimes like there are some people that definitely get breakthrough in tech or in something else, but the countries, Nigeria in particular, is let me try to find the right words. Like they call Nigeria the giant of Africa, basically, because that's where like the most billionaires are in Africa and all, but that's also where the most poverty is. You get because Nigerians are living below $1 a day for most people. They have like no money, no security, and they just try their best, get loans and all to try to like travel out of Nigeria to come to the Western world and just try to survive.
So let's say if there's like a small percentage of the people who are actually able to leave the country, then let's say I'm just going to pick a number let's say 80% or even 90%. It sounds more like 90% of the people are still stuck there. What
Yeah,
kind of jobs are available in that specific area?
somehow like day-to-day jobs. You work as a banker or you work as a teacher. You try to play grassroots football. You some big businessmen open clubs and stuff like that. They can play people, but most of the young population, don't have like jobs, so they just hustle in the street and try to survive. Yeah, and that's where
Wow.
bad vices come into play. You know,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. Okay. So it sounds like we could use some positive role models in the environment.
yeah,
Um, what about access to education? Thank you, Sam. You're asking really good questions. What about access to continued education?
yeah. Nigerians are one of the most educated people in the world. Like it's a fact. Yeah, we take education very seriously, and I think that's a good thing, but it's also not really good because I think education reduces the entrepreneurship mind of like the people. So, but Nigerians are like you you're born, you go to school, you finish your like secondary school, you get to university, you get your masters, get this, get that, and basically no jobs. You get so I think if Nigeria encourages more like people to become entrepreneurs, it's gonna be like better for the society. But when it comes to education, like education is it's a very strong point for Nigerians. We always go to school. We always like to read. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's promising. That's promising. All right. So there's like kind of like a divide between um, you if you're staying there in Nigeria, it's like the divide is entrepreneurship out in the streets doing everything you can to like make ends meet, or kind of like the steady 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
banker, um, doctor, stuff like
Doctors,
that,
teachers,
teacher.
yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. How were you able to get out of the how were you able to get to Canada?
I came to study in Canada and yeah, studied and finished school, got my work permit. and about getting my permanent residence to stay in the country full time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So you came for studying.
yeah.
What are you currently studying?
I studied project management. I was done with that like 2 years ago. Then I went into sales full time. I got my real estate license, and I'm also into finance now.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Well, you mentioned some athletes in mind for the project. Bada is honestly at the top of my list to represent because when I start casting internationally, which like up until now we've primarily cast athletes in the Western Hemisphere, Canada, and America. We have one athlete over in Thailand, but I think he's American. He just lives in Thailand. But as I start casting internationally, my goal is to find athletes that the country that they're from can get behind. You know, so if we're casting an athlete from Nigeria, I want to cast an athlete where it's like the Nigerians are like, "Yo, that's that dude." You know, we got the entire country rooting for this
Yeah,
guy. You know, so is there anyone that comes to mind that fits that mold?
there's a guy right now. He's not really a friend, but we once competed together in Nigeria, and I think he has like 900,000 followers on IG. Yeah, he works out all the time, always showing like his local gym and stuff on Instagram. I think he's
Is
gonna
that
do very good.
Style Up Africa?
Yeah,
Style Up,
no,
man.
not Style Up Africa. This guy, no, not Style Up Africa.
Okay,
How was his IG? Let me uh send you his IG
okay. I didn't know you could
upstairs.
do that while on Instagram Live.
No, no, I just use my phone. I'm using my
Oh,
tab
look,
on
you
the
got you
Instagram
got
live.
two phones.
But no, I'll send it to you after the live. No worries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries, no worries, no worries. Okay, okay. Yeah, send me that guy. Um. All right. So, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, man. Like when I linked up with Bada at the gym a couple weeks ago, I saw the storyline where like he actually travels back to Nigeria, and I would go with him, and just like meet the people, talk to the natives, and see like in what ways could we help bring that environment up to a level of like we're all kind of aligned with this desire to improve not only ourselves but the environment.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, it's like, would you say that in what ways do you think the environment or the country could be improved?
Is it this is this related to like bodybuilding or like in general?
Both. I'm a future world leader, so I have discussions that will be implemented upon years down the line. So all of this information is incredibly useful for me.
I think Nigeria in particular is just the leaders. Like, if we get better leaders, then the country's going to be better. But when it comes to like bodybuilding, I think we just need more Nigerian bodybuilders in diaspora to just come back home and try to develop the bodybuilding culture in Nigeria itself. Like just something that could just easily do a show. I think he has a show right now. He's organizing in different countries. Just try to do one in Africa basically. You get where athletes from like Ghana, West Africa in general, to try to compete and gives them access to like compete in a professional show out there. Yeah, so I think more Nigerians or more Africans that are like privileged should never just forget back home and try their best to also, go back home once a year, once in 2 years to try to develop, it doesn't take much. Just organize a small show, get the necessary sponsors, the necessary like body to like, oversee the show, and then grassroots athletes from like the streets and all, they train for it. And you know like football, that was where Messi came from, that was where Ronaldo came from. They all came from the streets, from their countries. Yeah, so yeah, we need someone or people to just take that into like consideration.
I think that's a very good
If I
answer.
was fully into like bodybuilding, like full time, trying to make a career of bodybuilding, then that would have been something I would have been up to. But even just doing this on the side, like I see people back home that are like, bro, just you have to win this, you have to do this, like I'm doing it for them because I'm like, I knew if I was back home, I'm a normal guy, but yeah, I'm trying to just make them proud.
Right,
That's it.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I would have to assume that there's not much incentive to travel back home once you make it out, because it's like, what are you going back home to? Is that really what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, most times that's what most people feel like. Why you're actually going back home to like those because you're in a better place, better country with that's working for you, so you don't necessarily need to go back home. But I'm like, you don't need to go back home for anything. You just need to go back home to empower more people to like leave, or also empower more people to make the country like good. You don't necessarily need to like stay in a particular place to make the place better. Your presence alone for just a little time could like leave people with hope and desire to like work a little bit better for themselves and try to do more things.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay. Yeah, man. Like I, I don't like the idea of like leaving and then not coming back, and then leaving that environment just stays unchanged for everyone else, and then becomes just like an idea of getting out of the environment, which like the environment's not changing, you know. So I'm definitely on board with making it different. You're saying that maybe a simple solution would just be having a show, like an actual bodybuilding show.
Or a meet and greet
That's
with
local.
like someone else, like a meet and greet, something, just a little bit of hope. Let someone that's like known internationally just, go home for like something small where, all the local bodybuilders in like Africa try and like come around to just see this particular person or just come for this particular event. And yeah.
I get it. I get it. All right. Um, and do you think this is happening? Like, obviously, I have every intention of traveling much more over the next, well, decade. But do you think this is happening all over the continent or just in Nigeria? Like, what's your take?
I think it's all over like the continent, I think so. Because once people like, I don't, like even I've seen Indian like bodybuilders that are like from India and they traveled out of like the country and they're doing great things and it takes them like 10, 12 years before they go back home to try to like make a change. So I think, because we as individuals we also have like daily struggles, so someone like Samson Lauda has like his daily struggles also. So just not expecting to like go back home and just, without facing his own personal like or leaving the struggles behind. So I think that also plays a role in people not wanting to go back home. But I feel if something is a priority for you, it's a priority. You try making this like, let's try to organize a show every 2 years in like Africa where, three Olympia competitors or so could come around and just, empower the young bodybuilders to just do something good.
Well, I'm down. I'm down for that. I'm down to
Yeah.
assist with that. That's what this project is literally all about. Just to give you like the overarching vision, it's big, but essentially the idea is to turn natural bodybuilders into real world superheroes. And that global network of natural bodybuilders slash superheroes are intended to lead a movement that takes humanity to that phase of achieving world peace. And it's supposed to be a collective experience that's impacting different countries all simultaneously at the same time. And we need top representatives of each country in order to actually make the impact that we need on a unanimous level. Yeah. So, like conversations like these, it's good to get insight as to the issues that are currently preventing
Yeah.
that kind of harmony in the country, and then I can start strategizing what's required in order to address it. And what I'm getting from you is that we need to bring the star athletes who leave, we need to bring them back to inspire the locals that
That,
they too can do great things.
yeah, sure. That's like the summary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a bit more than that because I really don't like the idea of having it in the mindset that's like we got to get out of this country in order to like do cool stuff, you know? Like I would like to create an environment that they don't feel like they need to leave, you know? And obviously that will take a lot more consideration and contemplation, but yeah. Um, would you say it's like a poor country?
Where? What do you say?
Would you say that it's a poor country, like a low? low economics.
Yeah, most of the countries in Africa are considered like poor countries, but they actually aren't poor. It's just like misappropriation of funds. Like the leaders just, keep taking the money to themselves. Because countries with natural resources like oil and all these things are like rich countries. But the countries are not poor. There are so many billionaires, just that the rich keep getting richer and the poor just keep staying the same and getting poorer. So most people
Well,
just come around for a stable life. They don't really want anything. They want a good car, a nice house, that's all. Yeah, so that's why they leave because the rich people in Nigeria or in Africa just keep getting richer. They keep, just taking the money for themselves.
that's
Yeah.
very similar to how it is in our country. Obviously, there's a lot more freedom, and you can actually, if you're capitalistic in nature and you know how to like work the system, then you too can get rich. So obviously, there's a lot more opportunity here. But it is a similar situation where the rich do get richer and they subject people who are born into low socioeconomic classes, and they just basically use them for consumerism and fill their banks with with their products. Okay, so how do people like? What's the political system like over in Nigeria?
It's a democratic system where, people get to vote, but we still use the old ballot papers and stuff like that. So election doesn't really count according to me. I think, they know the winners before they even do the elections, and the
Hmm.
campaigns and all those things are just to steal more money, billions of dollars. Yeah,
Okay,
so it's still using ballot papers in the 21st century where, people could vote from their phones or, just get it computerized and all. It's just, I don't know. They keep saying people have a voice, but there's no voice. So people just leave rather than just try to fight for a voice that you definitely won't get heard.
right. Damn, damn. So there's a president.
There is a president, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
There's a president.
What's the president's name just for future reference?
I'll type it to you.
Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is fascinating. Like you're the first person I've actually gone into deep topic about this. So let's see. Opportunities. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good.
Yeah,
President
I've seen you do so many interviews. Like I've been following you for a while now, and I'm just like, if someone or if you're trying to like fame like the Natty King, it's not just in Africa. Like I'm sure like down in India, there might be like a local bodybuilder with like great dreams and stuff that doesn't have the opportunity to like be seen by you, or like in other countries also, not just in Africa.
hmm
Because I'm just like, if there's a way where we could like try to diversify where, anyone that's a natural bodybuilder trying to do great things, could just also be seen and, impact the
couldn't
world.
agree more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Quick question. What is religion over there?
It's diversified, but its so many religions is Islam and Christianity.
Islam and Christianity.
Yeah.
Language.
English is, we're colonized by Britain, so English is like our official language. But there are like so many other languages that we speak, but English is the official language of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay. All right. Muslim Christianity. All right. Are you guys would you say that you're a peaceful country or you guys get along with other other areas?
Yeah, Nigeria is it is peaceful when Nigerians are peaceful, but when there is lack of basic amenities and stuff anywhere in the world, like chaos happens. So, you know, and I can say Nigeria is more safe because right now I've been hearing so many gunshots downtown Hamilton in Canada. So I never heard there was like 80 gunshots some days ago. I never heard 80 gunshots now, living in Nigeria. So, but actually Nigeria is more peaceful than Canada. Yeah, basically not, but like Nigerians in general are like very nice and friendly people.
Okay. Okay. What are like the top sports in the country?
Football.
Football?
Like soccer, not you guys
Yeah, I
football
know, I
like
know, I know,
soccer,
I
yeah,
know. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I know. Okay.
That's basically like the only sport we
Okay. And bodybuilding is like where would you?
bodybuilding is positive. Like everybody in Nigeria actually wants to go to the gym, and everyone goes to the gym. The gym is like where it's like a natural therapy for like Nigerians. but just that most of them just go to the gym just for going to the gym, not because they want to be a bodybuilder. Like I've been working out for like 10 years, but I thought about bodybuilding just 1 year ago when I came to Canada. Yeah, so I was like, if I was in this country like 10 years ago, I must have gone like places. I must have been like a pro bodybuilder, done several shows and all. Because I just started counting my calories like 1 year ago, less than 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so many Nigerians are like that. They have like the great physique, just eating anything they want without like counting calories or eating proteins or all those kind of things. And they just go to the gym and they lift heavy, a normal guy lifting like 3 plates on incline, squatting seven, like just for fun. Yeah, so bodybuilding is very positive, like back in Nigeria. But it's starting to grow, but it's more like the fitness community is starting. The bodybuilding part isn't growing, the fitness community is growing. Like more gyms are more concerned about like guys, girls coming around, fitness, fitness, fitness. But I think bodybuilding is different from that. Yeah, bodybuilding isn't growing, but just fitness that I can say is growing. I think there's like a difference in bodybuilding and fitness.
Right.
Like bodybuilding, it's like, you have to actually go into bodybuilding. You have, your steps, your calories, your supplements, your this and that, your posting, like so many things into it. Fitness is growing in Nigeria, but bodybuilding isn't really like a thing because you have to travel to like South Africa or travel to like UK or go somewhere else just to compete in a proper show.
What is diet like over there? Whether you're a bodybuilder or not, like what kind of food are you guys typically eating?
I think we're lucky enough because we eat like not frozen foods. Like it's easier. Like I can kill my chicken and then have my chicken cooked for me just on the spot there. I could kill my goat like actually on the spot and like, okay, give me like this ram, this goat, like this meat. Then I could go to the farm and pick my eggs, and then I'm having like good eggs, not all this processed eggs and all. So I think the quality of food we eat, over there is like way better than it is over here. Because I'm seeing like
Okay.
seedless watermelon. I'm seeing fruits that are like frozen for like 3 weeks or 3 months, transported from Mexico down to Canada. No, that doesn't make sense to us
Right.
because it's like food from the source itself directly.
Okay. So you're saying it's pretty fresh food,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
guys you're not like there's you guys have access to it.
yeah,
Okay. 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 Good. 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 All right. Um, I'm fascinated by this whole thing. So like, excuse me if like we veer
yeah.
away.
No worries.
Okay. Okay. Um, tell me about like family structures. Like, is like is what's the typical situation? Is it like a lot of children or one or two?
Most times I think it's a lot of children. It depends on like the individual, but I think most times it's a lot of children. Like Nigeria is not just there are different tribes in Nigeria. Nigeria is one country, but there are like 60 tribes and all, and each tribe has like what different religion and like different practices. So like, some tribes might like want to, they marry more than one wives, like the Islamic tribes, and then you have like so many children. And like some other tribes are like more like conservative and like one or two children, it's enough, Yeah. So Nigeria is wide, but like there's a big division, like different tribes with like different foods, different languages, different stuff.
And if I'm not mistaken, as a Muslim, you're allowed to take multiple wives, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that that's something that happens over there.
Yeah, but in the Quran, you should have more than one wife if you can take care of them equally. But like they forget that part and just marry as many wives as they could.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. This is good to know. Hmm. And there's not really much room for upwards mobility.
For what?
Upwards mobility. So it's like if you're born in a situation where it's like low social economic class, like it's very difficult to maneuver yourself out of that.
Yeah, it's not. It's quite. I can say it's easier. Like my uncle that like moved from US back to Nigeria. Like he came from US to Nigeria. It says one thing. Like Africa or Nigeria basically is the place where you could sleep a poor man and wake up a rich man. But it's like lottery. Like it's not like something that happens like to everyone. You have to just be a self-determined person, position yourself like in a very good position, and have like contacts. Your network is your net worth. You need to like know people, know someone that knows someone that knows someone. But for like a normal person, it's basically almost impossible to go from like low class to like in high class. The best thing for you is just to leave the country. So sometimes like groups, like a family could try their best to, get savings and all just to try to push one of the child out of the country. So that one like comes around, works out and try. Just the same for the siblings and all.
Who are your most famous? Who are the most famous people? Like, do you guys have celebrities?
Yeah, sure. We have when it comes to celebrities in Africa, Nigeria is where like all the celebrities are at. So we have,
Okay.
I think there's
And
Burna Boy.
who? Oh, Burna
Burna
Boy.
Boy. Yeah.
Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So celebrities in music, we got Burna Boy. Any other industries, professions?
Like football, we have like so many football stars.
Okay.
Yeah, but even in football, basically like we have so many football stars playing for other countries. Yeah, not even Nigeria, yes. But they're like born and bred Nigeria. And also like in sports, we have like Anthony Joshua is Nigerian. We have Israel, this one here, like UFC is Nigerian. We have Usman, also in UFC is Nigerian. Yeah, like
Oh, Usman.
yeah, Usman is Nigerian.
Nice. Okay.
And
Okay.
but it comes on like he comes to Nigeria. This is like in other sports, like Anthony Joshua also comes back home to Nigeria to like, I see him coming back like once a year or something like that. But I don't
Okay.
see like the top Olympic athletes, doing the same thing.
Okay. 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 All right. All right. Good to know. This is good. Okay. So it sounds like what we need to do is bring the natural bodybuilders of Nigeria up to the same level of the Usmans and the Burna Boys. That gets done through proper marketing and promotion. Specifically, once we bring them into association with the Natty King Project, they'll have a bigger platform to promote. And then from there, we treat them like the celebrities that they are, and we have to make sure that they're properly reintegrated into the culture and the environment of the country. So it's like ideally, I would like to create the perception or the feeling that they're like kind of their home is in Nigeria and it's somewhere else. So it's like when they're going back home to Nigeria, they're going back home,
Oh
and then
yeah,
when they leave, they're going back to like do work outside of the country, but they're always coming back. And we want to create that feeling and that perception that the star athlete, whoever it is, even if it's multiple, they're coming back, And once the locals can actually see that and like that's being reaffirmed constantly, then they can actually start thinking this isn't a place to leave. It's a place to, like, this is home, but the rest of the world is also here as well. So we want to create that perception that while Nigeria is a great place to be, the rest of the world is here too, and we
yeah,
can travel it, experience it, and then come back. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Easier said than done, right?
What do you say?
Easier said than
Way,
done,
way,
right?
way easier said than done. Way, way easier said than done. Way, way.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
nothing is impossible.
No, nothing is impossible. What's like the belief system over there? Like cuz one thing I run into over here is like I literally want to achieve world peace in this lifetime. Like that's my goal, that's my purpose, that's my mission. And if I say it to one person, they look at me like I'm crazy. And they think making $1 million is crazy, even though people are making $1 million every single day. So like, what is like the belief system over there? Like, do people have big dreams? Do they think that great things can happen in their lives?
Yeah, people have big dreams. They think great things can happen, definitely. But like, if you're in a particular place where things are working against you, it's like you just living, gambling with your life, basically. So, like me, for example, let me use myself. I knew I could achieve great things in life, but Nigeria wasn't the place where I could achieve them. So, come to Canada. I've been here for 3 years. I went from someone making like minimum wage, like 2,000 a month, to someone now I think like 10, $15,000 a month is like very small for me. I don't. That's not like I'm trying to make more. You get so, and this just happened in the span of like 2 years or 3 years. Yeah. So like we have like great belief, but if you're in a place where you're like caged and you can't like grow your wings and all, you just keep you keep being a caterpillar when you can actually convert to being a butterfly. If the economy or like the country itself is not encouraging enough. Like I was nothing in Nigeria. I was just a normal guy, random guy going to the gym without drinks and all. And you know, I think I came to Canada when I was like 24, and now I'm like 27, and I've achieved like most of the things in my life in just 3 years. Yeah,
Wow. What part of
bodybuilding,
Canada are?
just 1 year bodybuilding. Like it's not even up to a year. Like climbed on stage, and I think I've inspired like lots of my friends, family back home, people online, and also
I
yeah,
love that, man. I love that. What part of Canada are you specifically in? Because I know a couple of athletes in that in
Ontario.
Canada.
Yeah,
Ontario.
I saw Natty games on stage. We competed together.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, I saw him on
nice.
stage. Yeah,
Oh, that's fucking dope.
yeah,
He's in the chat.
yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, all right, all right. So, they have big dreams, but it's like the economy and the environment doesn't really encourage them. Um, and that's why there's this whole incentive to escape and leave the country to actually actualize themselves. All right. Is there any? This is just for storytelling purposes. Is there any like what's the word? Folklore? Is there any like? Are there any stories from the past like that like that civilization or society uses as metaphors or lessons? Any specific stories of like they could be made up or historical, but like frames of reference as to like why things are the way they are or why you should move through life accordingly.
Yeah, they just. I think Nigeria is very big on respect and always like like our father's generation, not our generation, generations before us were like very principled people. Respect your elders. They tell you to do this thing. Just we like school, and school is just to keep you like a slave. Just follow the books. Go to school, do this, try to do this. Be like, I think in the world also too. That was why Andrew Tate was trying to like do like the free world to play by the books. They try to keep you down also with religion. Be a good person, don't do this, don't do that. Even things that are actually not bad, they try to like put a frame around it that you shouldn't explore. Don't try to start a business when you could just work and make little money. Even if the country is bad, government isn't paying your salary, don't complain. And just keep being modest. Which I think for our generation is changing because people are like, fuck this shit. We want to like we can be who we want to be. You don't necessarily can't put a limit on who we can be. You get so, but I think some people still have that belief that they shouldn't like they came to just live in this world. They didn't come to like achieve anything. But I think we need to like change the mindset of most people. That's nonsense. You can be whatever you want to be. Anytime, any day. Just keep developing yourself.
I love it. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. This is kind of a silly random question, but how do you guys feel about superheroes in general and Black Panther?
Yeah, we uh, Nigerians like superheroes are like big deal. Black Panther I can't say Black Panther is not like a superhero that we like have like special connection with because I think the whole Wakanda kind of stuff is not like what Africa is. I think it's what some people in diaspora think that's what Africa looks like or that's like what we're all about, but that's not like what Africa is. So Black Panther wasn't or it's not. But superheroes in general, we have like our Nigerian superheroes. Like there's Ogun, the god of war, there's like Shango, god of fire, like even we have like so many like African superheroes that did their things, they fought in wars, like have like they have powers like superheroes, yeah. So like superheroes, either you call them superheroes or you call them gods, like small gods. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a thing in Nigeria. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a thing.
That's what I okay. That's what I was trying to get to. Okay. So go over briefly these guys. I'm interested in these guys.
Okay. I think Shango or Ogun, like the god of thunder, like some it's just like Thor basically. Yeah. There is Oya, I think she's the goddess of water. I don't know, like Storm in X-Men. Then there is Obatala, I think the god of fire. I don't know, I can't really know. I don't
That's
really know
okay.
like the powers and all, Like so many of them, so many of them.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of them.
yeah. There's a lot. There's a
Like
lot
like
of like
like
there's a lot.
10?
20, 30. Like there's a lot. Yeah,
Really? And
and
they're like,
there's a real story behind them. Some people even worship them. Like
okay,
Islam and Christianity are two main religions, but just like other smaller religions that traditional like worshippers that worship some of those gods. Like
okay,
God of Iron, Ogun, people like praise for him, like as a god. Yeah,
okay. And these obviously originated as spoken word stories, right?
yeah. There are
And
movies
then
about them, like stories also. Yeah,
there are movies about them.
yeah, I think so.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely what we would be playing with, because I believe in the power of myth and the ability to mythologize individuals into larger than life spectacles. That's going to be the key ingredient that honestly unites the entire world. So this is what we're going to be diving deeper into. The heroes, the superheroes of Nigeria, and see how we can actually create a parallel between the mythologized heroes of old and the new heroes of today, modern times, natural bodybuilders, male and females. So we have to connect those two. Um, okay, all right. Let me see. I'm wondering right now. Like it almost seems like the next person to talk to would be a historian, just to go deeper into that aspect of the folklore of these heroes. Like, how do you even categorize them? Is it part of like a smaller religion? You know?
Yeah, it's like the smaller gods have like people worship them in different ways. Like
Right.
and for like Yemoja, the goddess of water and all, like people wear like white. The ladies, like all ladies alone, they go to the river and they go with like calabash on their head and stuff like that and try to like worship them, do the rites. There are some tribes also they give birth to their child, and as soon as the child is out, they throw the child in the river. Like that's like because I think the blessings come from like the water and stuff like that. Yeah, there are so many like stories and myths and like so many of them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's the type of stuff that I would want to get deeper into. Um. Okay. All right. This is good. I think this is a good starting off point. Um, some stuff to research. And yeah, man, like I said, just to like summarize it, the athletes that you send me, and feel free to send me as many as you want,
Okay.
but my goal is to create parallels to the athletes that you send me and like the ones that we bring on to these mythologized heroes, gods, however you want to describe them. But it's like old, new, bring them together. And now we have our heroes.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right. Well, this was great. I got some stuff to process. Um, you got any final thoughts for me?
No, I was just when I sent you a DM, I was a little bit skeptical. Like, you want to jump on the call. I'm like, should I cancel this call? I really don't know what to come say on this call. I just like understood what you're trying to do. Like I was trying to like process it, and I'm like, okay, I know some guys in Nigeria that might not like understand what they're trying to do or anything. Let me just, jump on the call with you, or let me just tell you about them. See, and you responded well, and I'm really grateful you did. And yeah,
Absolutely, bro. And like I love this kind of stuff because, this conversation happens and now we have it forever and like the communication continues. It's like this is not like a one time deal. Like we're homies. You're in Canada, I'm in America. I am very passionate about this project and I am passionate about uniting the world through natural bodybuilding. I know it sounds crazy. But I see the vision. And natural bodybuilding is the future of the sport. and it's also the future of human potential. We can actually properly display human potential through natural bodybuilding in a way that has never been done before. So you guys, like, this is it. Like, we're creating the future together, and
Yes,
I
sir.
truly appreciate you wanting to collaborate with me in this way. Calculated, crazy brother. Hell yes, it is very calculated. This is all very premeditated. So anyone who collaborates with me is becoming part of a bigger project and a bigger mission to, like I said, achieve world peace. Like, that's my goal. So like I said, I truly appreciate you for your time, and let's keep this window, this form of communication open. Feel free to DM me anytime. If you ever
Okay.
want to have another IG live, feel free to. On my end, I definitely want to speak to historians. I want to get more deeper into the lore. I want to learn more about these smaller gods. But that'll just be the thing that I'll be working on.
Yeah, that's very good. Like you
Cool.
would learn a lot, and you'd see like so many like yeah,
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 I'm excited. I'm excited. Cool, bro. Well, I appreciate it. Keep killing it. I'll wish you best of luck for your next show. But you got some time. Let's just grow. We're in growing
yeah,
season.
yeah. No worries.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
will talk to you soon then.
Thank you so much.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Bye.
Peace.